Does he think that denying the facts, staring him in the face, makes things better or worse for working people? Does he think that his choice to be the only leader in the G7 to raise taxes during a cost of living crisis has made things better or worse for working people? Working people are worried about paying their bills. Working people are looking for help. Does he think that his 15th tax rise has made things better or worse for working people? Let household bills rocket and slap taxes on working people who are earning a living. Does he think that that choice has made things better or worse for working people? And we're the party of working people. We wouldn't hammer working people with the worst possible tax at the worst possible time. So why doesn't he get on with it and finally make choices that make things better, not worse, for working people?
Mr. Speaker, as I've just explained to the House, and I'll repeat it once more, this government and our Chancellor cut taxes on working people. The national insurance contribution went down, Mr. Speaker, by an average of £330. But if he's talking about the health and care levy, maybe that's what he's droning on about. Look at the health and care levy, Mr. Speaker. That is what is enabling us to pay for 50,000 more nurses, to pay for clearing the COVID backlogs. How tragic, how pitiful that the party of Bevan should now be opposed to that investment in the NHS, Mr. Speaker.
Boris Johnson defending Nye Bevan and the NHS, and Keir Starmer playing the tax-cutting ally of working people, as he said. I can't even remember how many times he said it. How did you cope with watching that?
Badly is the phrase, is the word that comes to mind. I mean, I've never thought that Starmer was any good, but this was embarrassingly bad. You know, the mantra of working people, and every question, is this making it better or worse for working people? This man worships at the altar of New Labour, who did nothing for working people. And while he's on about that, what about the people who are on benefits? Talking about the cost of living crisis, fuel prices, etc., etc. The people who are going to be worse hit are the people who aren't working, who are on benefits. And he talks about will be better for business. So it proves that they don't see themselves as changing a rotten system. They see themselves as being better managers of it. And if that's what a forensic lawyer does, I'm glad he didn't defend me. I've got 2 criminal convictions still. I'd probably still be doing time on death row if he'd been defending me. And it was absolutely awful. And I actually tuned in with some anticipation. I thought after, you know, the attacks on Angela Rayner, that we'd see the entire Labour men dressed in kilts going commando, and all the women wearing full PPE, which would have been an unforgettable sight. Would it, you know, it'd been far more effective in making a point than anything they ever did. And I know he doesn't like mention of strikers, but if he was playing for a football team and kept missing open goals like he does, when Johnson answered, I think it was the second question, they all melded into one mess. But when he said we came out of COVID better than any economy in the G7, they've just been found guilty in the High Court of sending people to the deaths in the killing fields of care homes. No mention of that. And why? Because Starmer was supporting Johnson all the way through. So you can see why people are disengaged from politics. You you know, we watch it obviously because, you know, we're interested and we want to talk about it. But if you went around showing that to people on the doorstep, they'd think, why should I ever bother voting at all? It's a shambles, it's a charade, and it should be abolished. It does nothing other than let people play silly games, you know, and everything that's going on with the police and crime bill is being passed. There was a mention of the immigration bill, all of which are draconian, and no mention from Starmer, just this mantra, working people work. I'm going to go to bed chanting that, I think. You know, I know a lot about working people. I don't know how many he's met in his life, but Jesus Christ, he ain't doing anything to further his cause amongst the working class of this country.
Well, you made light of it, and it's actually you made him look like a laughing stock, which has cheered me up a little bit. Thank you, John, for coming on and enduring that hellish experience.
What have I ever done to you, Crispin?